Schools are really far away, and there aren't enough of them. In Africa and Asia in particular, fewer children are dying from the scary diseases we'll talk about in the next part of this book. That's a very good thing. It also means that more schools are needed for kids today and the additional kids who are going to be alive and healthy in the future as health systems get stronger and stronger. And those schools need to be near where kids live. Today, many kids around the world trek 2 or 3 hours to get to the closest school. There are no buses to take them. If they want to go to school, they have to walk far. You may have heard your parents or grandparents talk about having to walk miles to school. My grandmother Dorothy had to walk or run 5 miles each way to high school. In most places across the US today, public school buses mean kids no longer have to walk long distances to school. But millions of kids around the world today still do. And sometimes it's a lot farther than 5 miles. The world needs as many as 4 million more classrooms to ensure every kid can go to school. Get to school in a reasonable amount of time, meaning not in 2 to 3 hours by foot, and be in a classroom that's not overcrowded, meaning not with 100 kids, but closer to 20 or 30. It's far from a perfect analogy, but here's one way to think about what that means. There are more than 54 million kids in kindergarten through 12th grade in the United States, attending more than 132,000 schools. To accommodate all the kids who aren't in school in the world would need to add more than twice as many schools as we currently have in the US. There are ways to help build desperately needed classrooms and schools around the world, largely by helping raise awareness and money for programs like Pencils of Promise and Building Tomorrow. Pencils of Promise works in Ghana, Guatemala, and Laos to build schools that make sense for the local communities, including teachers. All the schools are safe, supported by the local education ministry, and have enough supplies for every student. They also have enough teachers for all the students. Adam Braun got the idea for Pencils of Promise after he asked a boy begging in India what he wanted most in the world, and the boy replied, "A pencil." Adam then spent years handing out thousands of pencils and pens across 50 countries. Pretty quickly, Adam realized kids needed more than pencils, though he still gives pencils too. Since Pencils of Promise started, it has built more than 300 schools and helped more than 30,000 kids go to and stay in school. That's a big, life-altering deal for those students and their families. You can learn how to start a Pencils of Promise club in your school to sponsor a group or group of students by visiting their website, pencilsofpromise.org. Building Tomorrow works alongside a similar model, focusing on building schools in Uganda. Since it began, Building Tomorrow has built more than 30 schools, often more quickly for less money than the government had been building them for. Building Tomorrow does this partly by engaging the local community to physically help build the school, and on land that the community donated, a clear sign of how much the adults want their children to learn. The money the government doesn't spend on building a school can then be spent on more supplies for the students and in training and hiring teachers. In 2012, I visited the Building Tomorrow Academy of Gita, located in Wakiso, Uganda, about an hour from the capital, Kampala. Gita was the first Building Tomorrow Academy constructed of special environmentally friendly bricks made out of soil dug out from the building's foundation and dried in the sun. The school, the 8th Building Tomorrow Academy in Uganda, was just starting classes when I visited. But the kids and parents I met were thrilled because previously students had to walk at least 5 kilometers, more than 3 miles, to the nearest primary school, and many parents didn't feel comfortable sending their girls to school. There were so many girls and boys at the Building Tomorrow Academy of Gita, some in school for the first time, and all excited to learn. Every child deserves that same enthusiasm. To learn more about starting a Building Tomorrow chapter or club to help build their next school, you can visit buildingtomorrow.org.